Am I on the screen? What's good, y'all? Today is the first podcast of 4 quarters. I am joined by Daniel, Cullen, and Joseph, and we are going to discuss our previous basketball matchup with Texas Tech. We're going to be previewing Baylor. We're going to talk about transfer portal, college football semifinals, and everything else. So, Joseph, if you would like to start us off.
Well, we'll go ahead and start this. Is anybody hungry right now? I know I am. Because all I know
you read my
is,
mind.
sir. So all I know is that we got some good little topics to get into. I think first thing I'm gonna just bring up is that Baylor game was not Baylor. That Texas Tech game was a very great matchup. We got into it a little bit on the last show, and I'm gonna go ahead and swing that ball over to you, Kenneth, and let you get started.
Yeah, so first and foremost, shout out to Star Pizza for the sponsorship on our first ever show. Family owned since 1976, 3 locations, reverse happy hour till Sunday, every Thursday, 8:30 to close. They got pizza, pasta, salads, bread, all you can eat buffets, everything. So make sure y'all check out Star Pizza and tell them that you heard about them on the 4 quarters podcast.
For sure.
My favorite pizza.
So you might catch me.
Might send some Star Pizza.
Some Star Pizza. All good. So, I just wanted to bring it up. We talked about it a lot. I think there were some really big points coming after that game. Texas Tech, great matchup, national televised. Everybody's been talking about the Cougs. Any points or anything in specific that y'all, it stood out to you since that matchup?
Well,
I guess I could start. I said it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll start. I was just gonna say I'll keep it short. I'll keep it quick. I mentioned it last time we talked, but way to bounce back for Emmanuel Sharp. You go 0 for 9, and you come back and you keep shooting. I think that's the definition of that leadership. I think that's the greatest example. It's not just about being in the locker room. It's not just about talking, but it's about taking the shots when you need to, stepping up, not being scared, not letting the last game determine the next game, and that's exactly what he did. And like I said, it's just leadership. I think he's a leader. I think that's what helped the rest of the team get in the game. First half looked a little rough, rough for Flemings as well. But I think watching Sharp get himself in the game and not have to force it probably sparked the whole team. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, you could definitely tell this was a game where after going 0 for 9 in the previous game, Sharp was looking to get his. He was very aggressive with his shot taking. He was a good shot maker, and ultimately on the defensive end, he did a very good job on Christian Anderson. Mostly negating his offensive impact on the game.
Yeah, and also to piggyback on what both of you were saying, me and Daniel were courtside, so we got to see it live as we were shooting the game. Emmanuel, he's always a more reserved one, and if you see it in interviews, I can tell you, talking out is never what he's used to. But this game, he was being really active and communicating on defense, getting after the freshmen to make sure the rotations which were a little slow at first. He was being loud and active and make sure being that vocal leader. And you could really see the presence being felt on the intensity of the game compared to the last time we saw them out against Middle Tennessee. So I think that was a great thing to see, and you could definitely see where that took the team for the rest of the game.
Yeah, overall, I think
it's just leadership.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was an improvement from the intensity. Emmanuel Sharp, he was kind of the anchor for that offense in the first half. As we say, Kingston, we all know what happened in that second half. But in the first half, I believe Kingston shot 1 for 7 in the first half. But Emmanuel was the whole offense. And we went ahead and we prepared little highlight tapes on some footage that our boy Kev and Joseph recorded of the game while we were courtside. Just something we can kind of sit here and react to. I'll go ahead and play it here in 1 sec.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you saw the aggressiveness. He was looking for a shot, knocking down some big ones, and just carrying that offensive load for the team.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know. Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead, Cullen.
I was gonna say I know it's been said 100 times before, but I just think Sharp is such a unique player. I think everybody probably feels that way about every player in the world, but Sharp, first of all, it's the natural fadeaway that he has on his shot. I know they talked about it a little bit on the live broadcast. I know you guys were at the game, but I was watching from home, and they spoke about it a little bit. But it's that natural fadeaway, and then he's so strong, and I don't know, it's fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, I
He
think
kind of has like a weird, like he shoots it like sideways sometimes. Sometimes he likes to shoot off one leg.
Yeah.
Like you'll just see him, like he'll just go out there and do it, and just like he'll take he might miss a crazy shot, and then you might see coach get a little upset about it, but he has that ultimate green light because he might miss one, but he'll knock him down. Like
Exactly.
even when he's having a bad game, Sharp is the guy that you tell to keep shooting.
Right.
Going back to just in the tournament last year, Sharp has a couple games where they struggled a bit, but he hits the big ones and he hits the ones that matter.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like what you were saying about that natural fadeaway. It's almost like, I don't know if y'all noticed, it's kind of like he's a lefty, like the way he shoots his shot, kind of little turn, he off angles, it cuts people off guard, and I think it's a real tool that he has and he uses to his advantage. And I don't know about y'all, but I think me being personal bias, living in Houston, being a Houston fan, I think it's someone where if he was 6'6", 6'7", it'll be no doubt that he'll be a top 15 pick right now. But unfortunately, you can't control anything else other than your attitude and effort every day. So we going from there.
You guys are kids, bro.
To pick up from that point, though, I feel like we're kind of ignoring one aspect of the game. Defensively, he was fantastic. He was a primary defender on Christian Anderson. This is a guy that almost dropped 30 points on Duke. I think he had 29 against Duke in that overtime win. So for what he did against him, I don't know off the top of my head. I apologize, but I think 4 points only in the first half.
Yep.
Like we should really appreciate what he did on that side of the game for sure.
Exactly.
I think even then, it doesn't go overlooked, but it's definitely expected by now. I mean, just for the game, Christian Anderson finished with 7 points on 3 of 11 shooting, so it's kind of expected when we see those dynamic matchups, especially in the backcourts from the opponents, that Emmanuel Sharp is going to take those matchups personally and rise to the occasion and just try to go shut down whoever he can. And I think Kingston says to the media that Emmanuel Sharp's the best guard defender in the country, and I agree with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we can go back to the tournament last year against Walter Clayton in Florida. I know that's kind of a sensitive subject to bring up, but outside of that final sequence of the game, really unfortunate sequence, he was playing basically perfect. Walter Clayton was a guy who was playing like Steph Curry that whole tournament. Nobody had an answer for him. He sees Emmanuel Sharp in the finals and barely gets 10 points. So, I mean, I think we all know his capabilities on the defensive end and then on the offensive end, which we saw in the first half when that 3 ball's kind of getting knocked down, it just kind of opens up the whole offense for everybody.
Yo, put some of these comments up. Not a crazy take.
Not a crazy take. I don't think anybody would be surprised if we see Emmanuel Sharp on a defensive team at the end of the season. For someone that plays above his height, hard above his size, I think that's genuinely something he deserves and he's recognized and he's earned at this point. But piggyback off of that, you could see that in his leadership going on to the freshmen. I know we're all going to bring it up. Kingston had a monster game, especially with that block, that chase down block. I think that's just a perfect capitulation of what Houston basketball is. And I kind of wanted to get into talking a little bit about Kingston because I don't know if y'all seen, I went back and watched some of the games. I think we knew Milos was going to be a good processor, a good field general, but I don't think we expected Kingston to have that first step, that quickness, and the ability to see the game like it's in slow motion. I hope we have some of the clips that we could pull up, but that one dribble drive he had where he went up, looked to the corner, midair, still bounced it to Christian Nack and he get a poster dunk that we get to see in the field. That's what you can build an offense around. And I think that's something that's just inspiring to see. They grew up in that matchup.
I think he's the most complete point guard in college basketball, and I don't think that's crazy to say at all. I think the draft was the word, mock drafts, they're kind of speaking for themselves already. We're seeing him sneak into the top 5, so for sure. We got some more comments here.
That was a statement game for sure.
For sure.
And I was gonna ask about that. Has anybody looked back and seen anything specific that stood out from that Texas Tech game? When it comes to how people were playing and specific emotions and things that you were looking to see for the rest of the game, for the rest of the season.
I mean, I think Jalen Petty for Texas Tech had a pretty good game. Obviously, he's a freshman himself, and he wasn't necessarily one of the top scorers on that team, but I think he played a good game. And ultimately, the game plan is probably just to make someone else beat you. He had a good game, and they came away with it. But I think you shut down Christian Anderson, and that was most likely the game plan. So somebody else. he had a good game, and they lived with it.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, Kenneth, I appreciate you bringing that up, because I think one thing that Coach Sampson said in the press conference that is 1,000% true. We have to give respect to Texas Tech as a program. That is a great team. The University of Houston took away JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, and then we see players coming around shooting tough shots. We see Jalen Petty, honestly, like an All-American that game, making crazy good plays and hustle plays on defense, hitting shots that really didn't make sense. He was looking like Steph Curry on the court, So I just want to give them their respect, because that's a tough program. They're going to have a really good year for the rest of the year, and honestly, as University of Houston, they're going to see them again, and I don't think that's ever going to be an easy win.
Yeah.
No game in the Big 12 is easy.
That's true.
Go ahead, Cole.
I was gonna say one place that or one thing I want to give Texas Tech props for is their physicality. I think that really matched Houston. Houston's known for being one of, if not the most physical team in college basketball, but Texas Tech was right there with them last game, and I think that's a big reason why they stuck in the game so long. Like you said, Houston took out JT Toppin, Anderson, but other players were just having to step up, and I think that's because Houston was a bit shocked at how physical Texas Tech was. But also, we have a comment. It says, "What is UH missing to be the favorites for March?" What do you guys think?
Ooh, I got a good one, Daniel. I want to see we get to you first, though. Jack Harlow in the trees.
Nah.
Next comment.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna say it right now, because I kind of don't want to hold back. I think what U of H is missing to be the favorites in March is just development, and the freshmen continue to grow. I think we saw that University of Houston, the freshmen, did a great job last game. Even in the 6 minutes that Isaiah Harwell played, great defense. He's looking like Jaden McDaniels, and I think that's a perfect role for him to come in and be that 3-and-D wing. And I want to see Kingston continue to mold and adapt. It's like he's going to be the leader of the offense moving forward. He's going to be the leader of the team to continue to develop in that role. And then also Chris Nack, I think just him being that dominant, strong, athletic, big in the paint. You see him coming down and making those cuts. We want to see him continue to do that, continue to develop, and having that touch around the rim. I think that's how you become that favorite in March, when you have the veterans around you, but you also have the freshmen stepping up and taking their place on the team.
They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Hey, you mean Isaiah Harwell, all right? Put some respect on his name.
But to answer that question, I would say consistent bench production. And that this has kind of been a recurring topic. I think we talked about it's kind of been bench by committee. We've seen Isaiah Harwell come off the bench and have good games. We've seen Mercy Miller come off the bench and have good games. We've seen Ramon come off the bench and have good games. Khalifa Sacco, he's been consistent off the bench, man down the big man spot. Chase McCarty, he had a couple. He came in and had a couple big rebounds last game. But there's not really a consistent bench option right now, at least. But like I said prior, there's never going to be UH is never going to play 2 good games in a row. So if you cannot just have one person that is going to come off the bench and make something, kind of like a Malik Wilson from last year, I don't think we've seen that this year. So I think that's probably what I would say is missing.
For me personally, I think it kind of boils down to two things. One, JoJo, we need a JoJo in our bigs. JoJo and CNAC, they need to stay out of foul trouble. When they get out and we start cycling Chase McCarty, Khalifa Sacco, we kind of see like momentum shift. So those two guys need to be on the floor, especially in moments and games that matter. And then two, we need consistent play from our guards, right? So we need Emmanuel Sharp to be consistent. I know he had that bad game last game, but then he turned it around against Tech. Same with Milos. He was great against Cincy, then didn't have the best game against Tech. So overall, just consistency and guys staying on the floor. I think that's what will kind of make a difference when it comes down to March.
I mean, I think that constant in the guard room right now is Kingston.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just piggyback off what you were talking about, Kenneth, and kind of what honestly, Dylan, you got into. Who do you think will be that next constant? Who do you think is going to be the person that we see that University of Houston goes to when, let's say, Kingston doesn't have a shot, Emmanuel doesn't have a shot, and the offense isn't working? Like, you need that guy to step up. Who would you like that to be?
I mean, really, or were you asking Daniel or?
Oh, everybody. Just
okay. Well, really, I mean, I think anybody is there to do it. Chris had a good game. I mean, Chris and JoJo both had double doubles last game. I think they both put up 11 and 11, something like that. So really, honestly, anybody. It's Kingston, Emmanuel. They're pretty good to what they're going to do offensively. Milos, we've seen it against Cincinnati. So it's just offense by committee. And I think I just as basketball watchers, people get caught up in the offensive production, and it might not look how you want it to look. But this team is going to guard the hell out of you for 40 minutes, and that's one thing that Milos talked about today in media. And a lot of times they're missing shots, but they're good looks. So sometimes the ball just doesn't fall. But I think the most important thing is to get good looks and guard your opponent. And things are usually favorable for UH if they do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you were talking about it a little bit earlier today in our chat, but Ken, if you said it, Chris was getting worked by the staff. I think they want it to be Chris. I think they want him to take that next step because honestly, if University of Houston, if they can get Chris Sinak to play to his potential, I don't know who in the country has a better team. He's athletic, big. He's really strong, and he can really make an impact felt. And we've seen it in flashes. I think we just want to see like Chris and Knack take that next level.
The fact that you say that's also another point. Over the summer, I think they were trying to really get Chris acclimated to be a guy they're looking for to score, and obviously we haven't seen that much. But it's a work in progress, and I think us as watchers know that, the staff knows that it's going to be a continuous work in progress until the clock hit zeros on that last game of the year.
Go ahead, Cullen. I know you were talking.
I was gonna ask, do you think that potential is something that we'll see met this season? Obviously, he's not going to become the best player or the best version of himself this season. He's always going to continue to evolve. Obviously, the NBA is the goal and to keep evolving in the league. But do you think that we'll see him take a leap this season?
I think we will see that leap in the next couple games, in the next couple weeks, the next couple months. As we keep going down the line, I think the scouting reports are going to be out. It's no secret anymore that Kingston Flemings is who the University of Houston wants to run their offense through. And then they also want to run it through Milos. So we're going to see a lot of guard pressure coming to the University of Houston guards the entire time. And as that happens, it's going to open the floor for Chris. So they're going to have to go to him, and it's going to be trial by fire. He's going to be thrown into the fire. And I believe we're going to see him take that step up and to take that. And come tournament time, I feel like that's when we're finally going to see him take that last step. And that's just my prediction. That's me being bold. But ultimately, it's going to be his decision at the end of the year, depending on how the year ends, if he wants to come back or not. And to piggyback off of that, I see a question Christian had in the chat earlier. Do you feel a noticeable difference playing at home versus on the road? I think I want to go ahead and just get into that a little bit following that take, because I think the brand of University of Houston basketball isn't dependent on the crowd. I think Kelvin has done a great job making his team prepared for all situations. Because I don't know if you remember his first couple of years here, there was like 20 people in the crowd. Now we got Drake showing up.
There was no crowd.
Yeah.
Dude, he was having to go
That's
around
actually
begging
awesome,
people to come to the games.
Shoot, there was a lot. Go ahead.
I would say my take on that, the team's first year in the Big 12, so that 23-24 season, I would say they definitely played better at home. I feel like that year when they went on the road to start, I think that was probably at the beginning of the Big 12 season, if I'm not mistaken, when they went to Iowa State and they went to TCU and they dropped those games. It was definitely a noticeable difference on the teams away versus road. But then you move forward to last year, this team went undefeated on the road, and their only loss in conference play was at home against Texas Tech. So yeah, but now this year, just from what I've seen, I think it's kind of the same. And they always say the defense is going to travel. So if your shot, you might go to a new arena and your shots are falling. But the defense remains constant, and as we've seen it's pretty consistent across the board. The team is prepared to go play in any environment.
Looks like we got a question.
Also, I did want to comment on the Senac leap thing. I think we've seen that Senac leap against Cincinnati. I stated this already, but he's really been a beast on the rebounds, and that's his role right now. His role right now is go get a rebound, and he's doing that. He's pretty. I mean, he's leading the team in rebounds, so he have to be doing something right. And he's been a beast on the boards. He's crashing the glass. He's getting up and getting the rebound. And that's his role right now. And once he does it more consistently, once he really masters and hones in on getting rebounds, then they'll move forward with his development. You got to work on one thing at a time.
Yes, sir. I believe we got a question for you, Mr. Cullen. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for the question. I think we all know Fleming's he's a dog. So there's no doubt that he's going to continue leading one of the best teams, which is Houston, one of the best teams in the nation. And it may not be in points, it may not be in rebounds, it may not be in one category, but he's looking like a leader of this team. And what makes him unique from leaders of the past Houston teams, or even Sharp right now, is that he's a freshman. So I think that leadership goes a long way in the NBA, but also he looks very, very, very developed. You look at his shot, you look like we were mentioning last game, he was struggling. He went 1 for 7 in the first half. What was it?
Yep, 1 for 7.
Yeah, 1 for 7 in the first half, and he kept shooting, but it was mindful shots. He adjusted his game. He was looking to the corners. He was drawing in the defense and kicking out. So these are all transferable skills, and as long as Houston keeps playing well, I think he's an undeniable player that will, at least in terms of guards, end up top 5 in the draft class. So
yeah, and I think one thing that it was honestly known about Kingston from the recruiting process, I think this is why he was a highly recruited recruit in the first place, is not just the quickly twitchiness, kind of like Christian. I see you asking, how did we feel he holds up against the freak athletes and super polished players ahead of him in the draft? I think he's a combination of everything you would want in an NBA player. He not only does he have the twitchiness, not only does he have the athleticism. We saw him get up on that chase down block. You know what I mean? Never seen a 6'4" guard that
was crazy.
His head was at the rim on a chase down block, and he's 19 years old. But not only that part, it's his processing of the game, his intelligence, his ball knowledge. It looks like he's a NBA vet packaged in with a super athletic freak. So I think that's what's setting him apart right now. There's always going to be certain traits that an NBA GM is going to go to. But for me, my personal opinion, I would choose Kingston because he has everything you want. The effort on defense, the understanding on the adjustments. He has had 2 5-steal games in the first 20 games of the season. That's not something that's normal. And I think we overstating it because it's a Kelvin Sampson team, but this is the first time there's been a freshman play like this in the Kelvin Sampson team ever. And I think he deserves his flowers for that department. And I think that's what's setting him apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer this question too, and then we can throw the clips up.
Yeah.
Definitely Kingston. I mean, Kingston's an athlete himself. Like, don't get it wrong. He's very bouncy. I think that was the most thing I was intrigued about. Looking at his high school packages and stuff like that. I'm like, this dude's bouncy as hell. He can get up there. So don't get it wrong. Kingston can get up. Kingston got some bounce to him, and it's on display every game on how great of an athlete he is.
Exactly. What do y'all think about Miss 9LP's question? Do you predict Synax is better than Ament?
Nate Ament? I think people may have. I mean, and that may be from the Houston side too. But I mean, if covering the team, I feel like we kind of could have saw. Obviously, in the offseason, and you're looking at the roster, you have the 3 5-stars, but you still have the leaders. Those are going to be the guys that have the ball. I mean, realistically, you probably could have envisioned Synax being maybe like a 4th or 5th option. I think Ament probably gets a lot more touches than Synax does. And I mean, I probably could have told you that in June. But it's not really a big deal. I didn't really expect Synax to come in here and be one of the main drivers of the offense. He has a role. He obviously, he was the number 1 big in the country. He was a 5-star, but he has a role in this team, and that's to go in there and get a rebound.
Yeah, and I believe we're seeing him step into his role fully. Kingston is leader of the offense. Kingston and Milos are going to get the dribble drive. They're going to pull the guards pressure to him, and we're either going to see some dump offs to Synax or some JoJo. And as you can see, he's opening up a lot for them. We've seen JoJo has improved a lot on his footwork. I want to give him some credit there. He's doing it, and he's getting the shots. We just need to finish them sometimes. But yeah, I believe Kingston is just going to be, and Kingston and Milos are going to be the driving points moving forward.
All right, Daniel. Videos.
You want the clips or?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
clips.
Let's see. Which one do we want? We want to see the passes, the chase down block, or the dagger?
Let's get all of them. Let's get all of them.
All right, let's start with the chase down block. I feel like that's the most relevant. All right.
Hey,
bro, that had me on my seat, bro. That had me on my seat.
Man,
how tall is he?
6'4".
He's bouncy.
Jinx.
I will say this. Going into it, I have I see Christian and Miss Up here asking about basically if he's the best guard in the draft, and I want to get y'all's take on that because we got some good guards in this draft.
You know what? People don't talk about. I'm hearing about this guy at Alabama. They have a 6'4" guarder themselves.
Phylon.
Yeah, that dude.
On Phylon.
Yeah, that dude's pretty nice. Someone's going to talk about him, but definitely Acuff. I mean, I think it's a fair. I mean, we've seen Kingston versus Acuff. I think it's a fair assessment to say Acuff had the better game, but I mean, Kingston squad won. And I think at the end of the day, wins is what matters. And I mean, and even then, Kingston's playing himself into a top 5 position. So I think maybe you might could say Kingston is point guard 2 or 3. I don't know if they view Pearson as a point guard or as a 1 or 2, but I think Pearson's thing is he just needs to play more. He's only played like 6 games, something like that this year. But even that Pearson is very talented, and he was coming into this year, he was in conversations of 1 or 2 best players behind Devansta.
Yeah, well, I mean, he averaged 33 a game in high school, so like that's not anybody can overlook. I don't care who you're playing the competition. 33 points a game in any period is impressive. But what my next point, what I was going to be and getting into with Darren Peterson is, I think he's just overall a more polished scorer. I think just an offense. offensive explosion waiting to happen at every point, and we got to give him his respect. I'm always going to be biased. So I'm going to call him point guard 1 and point guard. 1A and 1B. I think they both have different aspects of the game, and I don't know if they can directly be compared to each other specifically. And I'm not going to lie, Daniel, you're going to have to put me on file on. I am not familiar with his game. I've been more watching the NBA this year. But, yeah, so I wanted to hear what you think about Phylon.
So Phylon's a bucket. We actually, Kenneth and I, we were pretty fortunate to watch this guy in person in Vegas. He's a bucket. I saw him score like 10 in a row on his own. It looked like he was an entire Bama offense, really. So I would say in terms of the best scoring point guard, it's him or Acuff in terms of Phylon or Acuff. In terms of the most complete point guard, I'd say it's Kingston, because I think where Kingston kind of separates himself from everybody else is, we've seen he's a playmaker. We have a passing package I prepared for us. We'll show it here momentarily. But Kingston, he can guard the best player on the other team. I know that's typically a role that's reserved for Emmanuel Sharp, but he's capable of doing it. I think we saw that against Auburn. We saw that against Mississippi State. There was a game earlier where, I believe that was the Auburn game actually, where him and JoJo down to the final minute of the game, they made like 3 or 4 stops in a row. So I think he's capable on the defensive end. He's capable on the facilitating end, and as we saw against Tech on Tuesday, he's more than capable on the scoring end.
And I was going to go ahead and follow you up with that, Daniel. So since we're talking about Phylon, Acuff, Peterson, Kingston, I'm a big on – this is how I understand players and how I see them. Like, I'm an analytical mind. So what are your comps for some of these players that we're talking about? I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Just to give you an example, I saw this on TikTok. I think it was Alex Hoops. They're comparing Kingston to like a mix of Derrick Rose and like Drew Holiday with how he plays. I can kind of see that in a way because how twitchy he is, how easy he's able to process, how good of a defender on ball he is. And I like that a lot. I think that makes me see him and how he'll be used in the NBA. Now, I think he has a long way to go before being the youngest MVP in NBA history, obviously. But I think he's on a good start and a good track to getting there,
I don't know. Daniel said Kingston's going to be a 5-time MVP and a 7-time champ.
Oh. Yep, Houston Rockets.
I see. I think this is Sean. I think this is Sean Paul in the chat. He said Kingston Flemings and D Wade. I think that
Hey.
That's not bad. That's a good comp.
I like that D Wade. I like Derrick Rose. I do like the Derrick Rose. Christian says Ja. I like that one too.
I actually don't. I don't like the Derrick Rose comparison. Is that a hot take?
Hey, it's not a hot take. It's your
D
show.
Rose. It's D Rose.
Hey man, it is D. You know what though? I think obviously Derrick Rose was a great player, but let's not. I mean, Derrick Rose has insane PR. Like that's just
let's be real. Like that
that's
MVP
diabolical
PR.
That's just what it is.
The mythology of Derrick Rose is crazy.
Yeah, you kind of got to put me in game here too, Kenneth and Daniel. So who are your comps for Acuff and Phylon? I kind of want to hear that just to see who we're working with.
You got that one, Daniel.
I'll leave Acuff to you. Give me a sec to think of somebody for Phylon.
Yeah, Acuff.
Phylon, I think
I really haven't watched the two of them that much to really get a thorough comparison. I gotta really break down their film.
Well, maybe we could get into it more when the actual tournament pops up. But
let's go ahead and put this question on the board about Baylor. I'm gonna get back to you on that Phylon comparison. I need a second to think.
Let's get that
comp.
Let's get that Kingston before we get into this. Let's get that Kingston game, Kingston dagger up there before we get into this comment.
All right, momentarily dagger, and then we got the passes package too. I'll throw that on after.
Yeah. Boom.
Bang. Sally.
And it's just like and the thing about seeing that, obviously this isn't the first time he's taken over a game. We saw it a little bit against Tennessee. They lost that game though, but I said it. Kingston is telling them to give me the ball and get out the way. And it's really, I think what's really impressive about that is the leaders on this team are willing to defer to a Kingston Fleming's a freshman point guard, and they're like, well, this is the guy. Like, well, give him the rock. He wants to give it to Kingston. And we heard Emmanuel after the game. Like, we knew who he was. Milos has been raving about Kingston all summer, and it's really impressive to see it come to fruition in a big time moment. And going about Kingston, I'm not surprised because of his history. We talked about this in the spaces. Kingston is a FIBA world champion. He's played in all the games, the Iverson, whatever. I know he wasn't the McDonald's selection, which he should have been, but he's played in big team. And shout out Pro 16, the Puma League. They got a lot of talent in that league. It's the AAU circuit, and they're coming up.
Yeah, and I was gonna say this. As much as we're shouting out Kingston, I also want to say this. He has a little sister that is just as good as him. She's a baller.
She's nice.
Yeah, she's really. I think she's going to. I don't remember. I forgot.
Come on,
But
dude.
yeah, real nice. I wish she could be in the University of Houston Cougar uniform, but it's obvious that like you said, you knew about them. The ball runs in their family. You can tell that they take this stuff so serious, and they want to really die and live and breathe about that because that's their identity, and it's dope to see it on the court.
Right.
I think it just boils down to that family's work ethic. I know Sampson kind of talked about it. Was it last Sunday? GoCoogs had Kelvin Sampson on the show, and he for a couple minutes he actually spoke about their family. I believe his mother's a nurse, father a firefighter. So from such a young age, they kind of had that work ethic instilled into them, and I think you can see that in the family. They worship ball. They put their life into it, and clearly you can see that with Kingston because, man, he's special. Kingston is special.
Yeah, I was going to say about that. So we got some special players on the team, and I think we have a really big matchup coming up this week. On Saturday, we're going to be playing Baylor, and I don't know how much y'all know about that. I think we have a question in the chat about it, asking about what their weakness is and how we match up. I'm going to be real here. It's a Big 12 basketball. We can talk about weaknesses, but no team has a real strong weakness. And I think one of their biggest strengths, and it's going to test us a lot this game, is their guard scoring. They have two really good guards that can put up a lot of points really quick, and that's going to be hard for the University of Houston to just match up with it full on for 40 minutes. Now, that's something that they're knowing they're going to go into, and they're going to have a way to shut it down, just like they did with Christian Anderson, is seeing how they're going to surround and react to that.
Yeah, I really like this Baylor matchup. U of H is going to go to Waco, take that team on, and they're going to be in a hostile environment. I expect that stadium to be pretty filled up. This is just a good product on the floor. And like you said, Joseph, they have two really good guards. They have an elite Hall of Fame head coach, and I think they're going to really be. This is the game that they're going to get up for. I know obviously they lost against Iowa State. I think that was yesterday. Mm-hmm. But and they didn't really shoot the ball that well against Iowa State. Iowa State is also just a very elite team overall, so you can't really fault Baylor for losing to the top team, one of the top teams in the conference. But they're going to get up for this game, and I think Houston's going to be ready for them.
I mean, not even just that. Iowa State's one of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah, they're undefeated right now.
I was watching it a little bit. Women's basketball game last night. Shout out to Lady Cougs. Crazy game. Don't know what happened, but I was keeping up with it a little bit, and it was a relatively competitive game for some of the first half. So, I think it'll be a decent game. Going into Baylor territory against a great head coach and Scott Drew, one-time national championship. It's going to be a good game for sure, and they got talent. We have a couple comments speaking about Tunde. If somebody wants to answer that,
yeah. I think one of their biggest strengths, Tunde, obviously, but just guard play in general. And I think this is where defensively the guards are going to have to step up. Obviously, you have Sharp and Kingston, but these are some tough guards. These are some dogs. This guy said, does he need to drop the ant imitation gimmick? That's funny, but that's a good comp for him, So
he's actually like that.
You're out there. Yeah, exactly. Like you guarding baby Anthony Edwards, so it'll be tough. I'll let you guys take the. What you saying?
Honestly, I'm not even mad about the invitation gimmick, man. It's the era of the NIL. Get your money how you get your money, and if that's taking you, giving you more attention, hey, man, that's money in your pocket. I respect it. But go
My
ahead.
bad, bro.
You
I
got
was,
it.
I was just gonna say I'm excited. I feel like so far this year we've gotten some pretty exciting freshman on freshman matchups. We had Kingston versus Acuff earlier, and now we're getting Kingston versus Tunde. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna be entertaining. Kenneth and I will actually be up there, so hopefully we can get some clips for the next show about it.
I might pull up a little bit too, but I was gonna say I think one thing that we didn't mention and is really important. I think we got to step up is Big 12 basketball. One thing that I think Iowa State even struggled with their game is this team is not light. You know, I know their record is what their record says, but they have a very lengthy roster. They have a lot of athleticism. They just added an NBA level G League player to their roster. You know, so this is not going to be a team that we're just going to. The University of Houston is going to roll in and just take over and swamp. They're going to give us a lot of. They're going to give the University of Houston a lot of fits. Their range on defense, their zone. They're going to see that we struggled with traps in the past, and they're going to make sure they step in and take over the game and try to use that length and athleticism to their advantage and try to hit the tough shots with their guards that they have. So, I wanted to hear your point because I think that's been a major talking.
You mentioned
the NBA player thing.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I was
gonna say, I mean, the guy he never signed an NBA deal. He played overseas in Europe. He played some summer league, but it's not like I think it's a little bit overblown. And I kind of like the NCAA's decision to kind of stand on business and say we're not going to let NBA players into the college game. But and then also with the guy that ended up going to BYU. And he was obviously here at U of H's campus visiting, but he ended up ultimately choosing BYU. But it's not like these teams are looking for all level guys. That guy, the BYU dude, he averaged 4 and 4 in the G League, so it's not like they're getting like a crazy, you know. It's not. I don't think that gives them an unfair advantage. These guys are going back to college for a reason. So. You should. I think that should be. That's
a great point.
Without process.
I mean, I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
I think it's not more so this specific person. I think it's more about the principle and what it lets open. Because I'm pretty sure we just saw Kyrie Walker, I'm pretty sure he was in Anthony Edwards' class. Is now going.
I've seen that. Yeah, that dude's like 32. He should be allowed in college.
And so it's just.
Yeah, but I say like. Go ahead.
I was saying it was at what point do we say, hey, like, okay, this is going too far because I think that's what Coach Sanson was talking about the Big 12 Media Day. There's amateurism has died because the NCAA is not doing a good job of controlling the narratives and things like that.
I think. Well, I think they did.
Right.
You know, like I said, they said there's no NBA. There's not going to be any NBA guys in the league. If you play on the NBA, you step in the NBA game, if you sign an NBA contract, you're not coming back to college.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about you guys, but all this talking is getting me kind of hungry.
I'm a little hungry myself.
Yeah.
I want some Star Pizza, man.
Star Pizza.
Trying to go get our big back on, you know.
love me some Star Pizza. I can't wait to get it. Off stream.
Not for real. Star Pizza is the best pizza in Houston. Star Pizza is the best pizza in Houston. If we're being
no, actually,
no cap.
Star Pizza, like they always come through, man. When we got an event, Cullen, we had the NABJ events. I just make the call and Star Pizza is there and everybody that's there, that's like, dang, this is good as hell. So yeah, Star Pizza. Y'all know, y'all know what it is, man. Come on now, hey man.
All I'm saying,
get to Star Pizza and tell them you see it on 4 quarters and get down there.
And you will see us there too. Because all I'm saying, if there's pizza and buffet, it's calling my name. It's simple as that. You know what I mean?
We're not gonna be like a Ryan. You can speak to us if you see us at Star Pizza.
Yeah, we're not Hollywood.
Yeah, we're not Hollywood. We're Jinx, bro. I don't know who just said it, but Jinx, bro. We're not Hollywood. Wait, someone put this comment on the screen. Yeah, I remember the first time I had Star Pizza. My life changed. Exactly.
It's real life.
Exactly.
You said chopped.
Who was chopped?
I think they're talking to you, Daniel.
Man, I can't get Jack Harlow chopped.
Daniel, fight back, please.
I don't even know what this guy looks like. Man, back to Star Pizza.
Hey, wait, Joseph and Towns might be best friends. All right, hold up.
Every time our basketball and football team beats a ranked team, Star Pieces have a 50% off the next day. Hey man, I'm gonna have to get Mike on that. You know, he
I was gonna say we could try to make a call for you. We could try.
Yeah, Mike, I know you on here. Shout out Mike too. He did retweet us before we got on here. So you know,
Star Pizza is open minded.
Is that even a question, dude?
Can we get it?
Can you get it off the screen, please? We're not talking about nobody else. But Star Pieces, get it off the screen. Thank you.
Hey, all I'm saying, can we get a 4 quarters night where we just show up and we have a pizza eating competition? You know, I think Daniel's gonna run away with that.
I will not be taking part of that. Yeah,
hold on.
Winner gets 4 quarters. Winner gets 4 quarters.
Daniel, I've seen you put down some food before, but I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. See. Yeah, put the comment. Mod pizza ? What is that? Get that. All right.
Yeah, I've never.
But anyway, speaking of pigging out and stuff.
Hey, back to basketball, guys.
That's what I was going to say. Speaking of picking out, I think something that we all want to see is the University of Houston Bigs eating in the paint against Baylor, because I think that is where our primary matchup and our kind of competition is going to go.
Great segue.
So
amazing, bro.
Yes, sir. I think Kristen Nack and JoJo have a chance to really make a name here in this game in the Big 12 and put the rest of the Big 12 on notice. Show them that the University of Houston is serious about business, and that you may try to take away our guards, you might try to go into scarred competition with us, but the University of Houston has a complete team. And I want to go back and find that comment. It was a lot earlier, but George Rivera, you said you feel like this team meshes well. Really meshes well throughout the game with the bench and the players on the court at all times, and I 1,000% agree with that statement.
I agree. I think they have kind of a bench mob. Brooklyn Nets bench mob. They're like every time something happens, the guys on the bench are jumping up. Coach Cullen is really engaged with the bench. Like the bench mob goes crazy every game.
Yeah, that bench mob, they were going crazy the last game. I was sitting there right next to them.
It's the whole team. Right. Everyone's going crazy, and it's like, hey, and don't let them have a good game. Don't let Samson get involved with the crowd and with the bench, and that's how you know. That's how you know the game is over.
Yep. Hey, shout out Chase and Bryce though. They, at least from what I've seen, they're kind of the two guys carrying it on the bench.
Yeah, for sure.
Bryce energy every time.
Bryce is lit every time on the bench.
Every time.
I like what I'm seeing. I like what I see from Bryce on the bench. And when he finally gets his moment to get on the floor, he's gonna dominate. Like just seeing Bryce put some work every day at practice. Like the times we get to see Bryce go to work and practice, he's in there he's putting work in. He's I've seen Bryce hit a couple windmills in practice. And even you might see him in the warm-ups getting some shots up. Bryce is gonna be one of those dudes when he gets in the lineup. Hey, put Jamie's up there.
I feel like we got to answer this guy's question.
Yeah. Let me. I have an answer.
Yeah, go back to Christian. Go back to Christian.
Cullen, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think there's two ways to look at this: from a human perspective and from a Houston basketball perspective. I want to start off by saying that every player at the University of Houston, everybody on the staff at the University of Houston is a human. And obviously you get that close to winning it all, you're going to be a bit disappointed and a bit motivated going into the next season. But the way Houston basketball operates, I think it's a game by game, season by season, erase all the disappointment, maybe carry a little to let it motivate you. But for the most part, erase all the disappointment, from the last game, from the last season, and win the game in front of you, win the possession in front of you, honestly. And I think a good example of that, like I've said over and over again, is Emmanuel Sharp in the Texas Tech game. 0 for 9 last game. He didn't go out there like he wanted to, get some type of vindication or revenge for playing so bad. He just went out and did what he had to do. And I think that same mentality can be said about all of Houston basketball.
Yeah.
Also,
That's my
I can
take on
tell
it,
you,
though. What do you guys
I
think?
can tell you, there is not anyone that wants to win a national championship more than Kelvin Sampson. He might not say it, he might not show it, he might think this is just a regular thing. I fully believe that if they would have got the job, if they would have got the job done uh, back in April in San Antonio, that Kelvin Sampson would have rolled off into the sunset and allowed the son to take over his duties. And I think that that championship night loss fired Kelvin Sampson up even more to come back and try to complete this thing, you know, whenever. I mean, it may not happen this year, it may not happen next year, but I think he's fired up to even put in these next couple of years to try to get that elusive title, you know, that he's, you know, had to chase his entire coaching career.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the roster right now, it's majority of the guys that were on that team last year. Some of them didn't play, but they still wanted that win. They were still heartbroken when they lost. I think it's everything. I think they want that championship more than anything right now. And you know, I think Sampson being the coach is a big enough chip on their shoulder. I mean, I think they would have a chip on their shoulder going against Towson or Hofstra. So definitely once we get into, you know, now that we're in Big 12 play, now that we roll into, you know, come March, they're going to have an even bigger chip on their shoulder. So I think all the motivation in the world is right there.
And we were there, Daniel, like being at that Duke game, down there on the floor, come off that crazy win, being in that environment, watching the team celebrate, and then the disappointment that we saw against Florida, being in that locker room, like guys are in tears, bawling out, like it was crazy. Like it was really like a night and day, the highest of highs, and then you get the lows of lows.
And I don't think it's something about just this season. You saw that work start in the offseason. I think it went viral a few months ago how much the freshman came in and immediately went through change. You look at Emmanuel Sharp and how he's completely remolded and recomped his body. You're looking at even JoJo. He's a strong physical player now, and he was out for most of the summer. You know, this has been something that has been on their minds, I guarantee it, since the hour after the game. And they keep feeling that and keep seeing that every single day. I guarantee that's one of their talking points. We hear Coach Sampson talking about this is Houston basketball. I almost guarantee that at the beginning of the season he explained that Houston basketball with that in context. You know, they know how to get after the players, and this is not just an unexperienced staff. And being that close last year, I don't think we see a coincidence that this team is gelling and meshing as much as we have seen them do.
I think Kingston gained about 25 pounds in one summer being in this program. What Alan Bishop does for these guys is not something to be unnoticed. The strength staff, the meal plans, the workouts, like they don't do that. They don't do those workouts for no reason. Like it's not even the physical. Obviously, they get their bodies physically prepped for the rigors of college basketball, but it gets their minds right. What was it, June 2nd, when they have to come out here to the baseball field and run laps at 6 a.m. It gets their mind right. Said Lad, he's one of the guys. He's one of the reserves on the team, but he's like, I don't think any other college program does this, and you can tell on the floor when the team comes on the floor of how, you know, they physically impose their will on other programs.
Exactly. I think that's a good time to kind of play this clip from the tech coach.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we looked fatigued in those moments, and once again, you know, you try to put the right guys out there and give them opportunities, but you know that kind of game, man, it's not for the faint of heart, man. It's for the gritty, it's for the tough, it's for the ones that love. You know, I mean, I think we had one possession where 4 guys came out of the game and they all had bloody lips. You know, I mean, it's just part of what the game is. You know, if you don't like the fight, then don't play.
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't like the fight, don't play. And I think that's perfect explanation, because we've seen them talk about it when we were at the Big 12 Media Day. Competition is driven and layered into every single thing these guys do. We're talking about 5 a.m. mile runs, and that's just not them coasting along. No, they're actually out there competing. We were talking about sharpshooting competition. You get the Sharpshooter of the Day award. And I remember Milo said he had one at one time when we were out there in Kansas, and then he said Sharp was saying he wins it every other day. But it's just, I think that in general, just being that in your culture is what Coach Sampson has done, and to build that strong culture. And I think everybody in the team fully encapsulated. And to piggyback off what Cullen was saying, I want to give E-Man his flowers. I think his weight loss, his everything he's done to do everything shows us why he's the leader in the team right now. Go ahead.
Don't forget the Versa climbers.
Oh, the Versicon. Hey, that's no joke. I've done that before. Hey, boy, power and respect to them.
We got to. Can we get a 4 quarters with Alan Bishop for a workout? I would like.
No. You do not want to do that. I'm telling you right now, I'm good off that. I am retired for a reason.
Yeah,
we could do it after hitting the Star Pizza buffet.
4 quarters with Alan Bishop. Hey, you know what? I really want to know. Like, I want to know what is the juice? Like I don't know if you've seen it, but like Alan. Oh, we got a dono. Oh my goodness.
Andrew Kynes.
Hey, how do I put that on the screen? Hey,
yeah.
Let's go.
Hey.
Our first dono. I will never forget you, Andrew.
Yeah, let's take it to Star Pizza right now.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah, I'll get us right. Star Pizza buffet. Can we get that discount? But like I was going back, Alan Bishop. What's the juice? Like that's like the Bishop secret stuff or something. I don't know. You probably seen it, Daniel, but he's always walking around with the juice bottles, or they have their water bottles without the label on it.
It's a secret. You're not supposed to talk about it.
Tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's in the juice, man? We gotta
crazy. Hey, it's like Fight Club, man. You can acknowledge it, but you don't talk about it.
NIL.
It's the first rule.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna figure it out though. That's the journalist in me.
Yeah, I gotta get him on the show and ask him.
Facts.
Hey, if you're watching, Mr. Bishop, we would love to have you on. I'd like to talk about your experiences, but
Bishop, get at me.
Because I have seen it in the comments a little bit. I also want to say this: we need to respect Mercy Miller as a basketball player.
No, Mercy's like that.
He's like that. I know he hasn't been getting the minutes. I know he hasn't, but look at the people in front of him. You know, like these are people that. Hey, shout out Mr.
George.
Don't know.
Ryan, don't take our money. We need that.
Our NIL. No, but I think Mercy is another player that is I can see him taking it up and stepping up next year and being Mr. Houston Basketball. Mercy.
I do actually. If y'all can scroll up, someone did mention Caleb Holt.
Yeah,
I think that's an interesting. I forgot, but now that you talked about the guards, that's an interesting topic in itself. Just how that affects Mercy, because last year a lot of people wanted Mercy to play, and Kelvin Sampson says, well, you have Milos Uzan in front of you, you have LJ Cryer in front of you, you have a Malik Wilson in front of you, you have a Terrence Arsenault in front of you, and where does Mercy fit in? This year, Mercy's he got a little bit of burn in non-conference. He got to see the floor against Tech, but he came in against Tech and did some BS. He fouled a 3-point shooter. Sit down.
Yeah.
And also you have Isaiah Harwell, and he's not. It's not like the guys playing in front of Mercy are bums. Like these are all good players. Milos, Sharp, Kingston, Harwell. So it's like, where does he fit in?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's similar. Similar.
MS-UP9PI.
I'll take it, bro. I guess, bro.
Yeah, but you do got a yam code.
But
but on the Caleb Holt thing, that would be a big get for this program. He might honestly, if they get Caleb Holt, that might be the top, like the best overall recruit ever if they get Caleb Holt. So that would be a big get, but also that might Caleb Holt will make it hard for Mercy. I think if they bring in a Caleb Holt, I can see him and Harwell both itching into that starting lineup, which Mercy will have to be off the bench. But I still think even then, even if you bring in, I'm gonna let you go. But even if you bring in a Caleb Holt, Mercy will still be able to get some burn.
Yeah, but I like kind of like I was saying. I agree to a point, but I think Mercy is, first of all, a big piece of this culture in the first place. Everybody on the team loves Mercy. You can see it with how they interact. I can honestly see Mercy going down the similar route to what E-Man's going down to. E-Man had a lot of good players in front of him as well. He got burned earlier, but we're forgetting he's just a redshirt freshman. He's 20 years old. the dude's still young. Michigan has a lot of opportunity to play in this program. It's not like he's going to get walked over consistently. He does all the right things.
Last year, he's a sophomore.
Oh, he's a sophomore. Okay, my fault. But regardless, like I think we need to just give him time and patience. I think we have a high expectation. He was a 4-star. His father and his family is who they are, so everybody has all these expectations. But it's he's doing his job. He's doing the things he needs to do, and let's not get it twisted. Like we were just talking about it. This team was in a national championship last year. This is not a regular team. So I think we're going to see Mercy be one of the players in the future that truly represents the culture of the University of Houston.
And that's exactly what Coach Sampson has stated multiple times. He last year he's a freshman. Look at the guys who's in front of him. And I said that like probably during non-conference. I don't even remember what she said anymore, but next topic.
That's all good. Hey, I got to see, since we're talking about recruits, what do y'all think about this upcoming recruiting class when it comes to we signed the #1 center in the country, and we're going after Caleb Pope. I don't know if y'all seen, but they're getting a lot of international players coming in and visiting as well. What do you think the coach is going to go?
I still don't know who those guys are. Me and Daniel, you and Joseph, I've seen those guys, those two tall dudes. I don't know who those guys are, but there's somebody. They've been here a couple times. I saw them in the back one of the games. But I think even in this next class, it's going to be really good as well. And even then, we saw a little skip at the game. He's 2027, 5-star point guard. And they're looking at 2028. I think it's like a 4 or 5-star in 2028. So the recruiting does not stop with this team.
Yeah, and I was going to say, speaking of that.
But that I do want to talk about that comment, the wins over development piece.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up too. Because that 5-star that came in, I don't know if y'all saw Parker's tweet. They said he's the hardest player he's ever had to do, and he a guard against, and he had some players going to NBA. And to piggyback off this question, I think Sampson will prioritize wins over development, but I think he's also finally getting players that are like at that same talent level as everybody else, and we're seeing it translate into the league. And I kind of wanted to bring that up because Jamal Shead and Marcus Sasser are playing very well in the NBA right now. So I don't think it's a lack of development. I think it's just he's finally getting the pieces to put them in the league, you know?
And also I disagree with that statement because last year, who was on that roster? Jawan Roberts, a 6-year senior, Malik Wilson, a 6-year guy, LJ Cryer, what was he, a 5th-year guy? Jamal Shead played this team for 4 years. Emmanuel Sharp right now is a senior. He's been in college for 4 years, so I don't say he prioritizes wins or development. Kelvin Sampson teams have been good because he develops the unknown guys. Right now, I mean, you see it right now. He's getting the 5 stars, the top 10 players. But Kelvin Sampson was winning basketball games with the 70th ranked guy and the 103rd ranked guy and the 250th ranked guy. He was making those guys into elite players. Now he's getting guys that are already good and that are one and done type guys.
Yep.
I would even go as far as saying that them sitting on the bench behind guys like J1, behind guys like Javier, just behind guys that have been in the program for a long time, like Emmanuel, I think that is a form of development in itself. They're learning from those guys, learning from a coach for an extended period of time. That what you get from that, you can't really replace that. You can't replicate that anywhere else. So, I mean, I think in a way that is development.
I would agree. Cullen, I know you were itching to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, Daniel just made a good point. Sometimes development isn't as active as fans or viewers would like to see. But behind the scenes, there's I'm telling you guys, if you see a practice or even a shoot around, these guys are developing. And sometimes I'm not going to go as far to say it's a choice, but it's deeper than what you may see.
Exactly. We aren't there in practice every day. All we get to see as fans is the things that they put on TV. But there's things that go deep. There's a purpose to the culture. It's the best way I can explain to it. And the system works, and as you can see. And I trust and develop. I trust in the people that see these players and people every single day to develop them in the proper way. So,
yeah, and it's always bigger than basketball. Like at the end of the day, I think Coach Sampson's biggest goal is to create boys into men, and that's ultimately the main goal of this.
And I mean, I think there's a reason that guys like Well, Kingston, for example, he came to Houston. It wasn't even guaranteed he was going to start. They had guys like Milos and Manuel already in those guard spots. You look at 4 stars like Chase and Bryce. Like they're choosing to come here knowing they probably wouldn't play. I know, with the exception of Kingston, that's a little different because he kind of carved his own path into that lineup, carved his own path, into getting those touches. But for most guys, they're perfectly fine with that, knowing that that is how they're going to develop. They're coming to learn under the coach for a couple of years. They're coming to play against these older guys, these physical guys. So, I mean, like I said, I think that is in its own way development.
Yeah, like even like Mercy Miller, even last year, the entire team knows how talented he is, who he is. When I've asked a couple of guys on the team about Mercy, and the notion is like he's a great player, he's an elite talent, but he just needs to get right, and that's ultimately something that comes from within. When you're that guy in high school, he's a 4-star, and that's really, I think, the biggest thing with that's what I was gonna say. The biggest thing with Mercy and the concern why people don't want to play or why people are worried about him not playing is the stars next to his name, and how great he was as a high school player. He was a very good high school player. He had a high school game where he had 71 points. So coming from a team like that to being in a system where you're going to be a role player, you're going to be some nights where you're not going to play. It's a hard mental adjustment that people don't really talk about. They just see the guy's not playing or he must not be that good, but it's not. It's way bigger than that.
And honestly, to piggyback what you said, I kind of it popped in my head as you were talking. It's hard to go from being that guy to not that guy. And I think if we're talking about it, I think this is actually preparing them for the NBA a lot better than it is for a lot of other people, because a lot of these NBA prospects, that you look at the lottery picks, they've always been, give me the ball and I'm going to take over. Then they get to the league. They're not used to being that. They never are able to adjust, and we see them fall out and call them a bust. I'll give you a perfect example. Cam Reddish, one of the best scorers I've ever seen in high school level and college level. Gets to the league, he can't adjust to being a side player. And unfortunately, he's not in the league anymore. It's been 3 years. Go ahead. I know you got something to say.
I have a different opinion. Cam Reddish, that guy just wasn't good. He was that was a high school player. Cam Reddish got into the NBA because he played next to RJ Barrett and Zion. That guy, that's a high school player right there. He was not good. He wasn't. I
wouldn't even say just Cam Reddish. There's a lot of guys that get drafted off their high school tape alone.
But my whole point is what I was saying, though, that's kind of still proving what I'm saying. Like, because the development that these players are going, sitting behind some highly talented players and respect, is getting them to be ready by the time they get in the NBA and they get those minutes. They're not going to be wasted minutes. You don't have to worry about having developed this one player for 4 or 5 years and hoping he works. They've already gone through it. And I think that's a testament to Coach Sampson as a coach, and him being a Hall of Fame level coach as well. So
for sure. Yeah. Hey, first ballot this year.
First ballot, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay if you guys put a comment that we don't agree with. It just makes us look like we know ball.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I think that's a perfect example right there. Jamal Shed and his development, I think, is a testament to what's going on at University of Houston and what's going to be going on in the future. And I think we're going to see a lot more players from the University of Houston coming in. Like I said, it's the H-Town takeover, and you're going to see U of H in the NFL, NBA, all over the place.
Yeah, the Cougs in the NBA, the list is growing. They're getting back, a lot of from the five, because from the Five Slim and Jamma days, honestly, that entire era till Campson was like basically nothing. Like when you got here, there was nothing. He really built this program from the ground up, and just from the entire grand scheme of University of Houston athletics, Kelvin Simpson's program has been carrying the athletics department. And I think, especially with the recent success in football and even with women's basketball, I think those two. I mean, we see it this year with football, but women's basketball and football are going to be great programs sooner rather than later. And honestly, that's going to be a testament off of what Kelvin Simpson has built in his basketball realm, and it's bleeding out into the other programs.
This is a good question. I'm gonna throw it up there.
Oh, I got one. You want me to go ahead and start it off, because the biggest area I've seen Chris in that grow.
They keep fighting.
Yeah. Hey, all I'm gonna say is don't mess with Texas, boy.
No, they was ready. They was ready to fight. They was ready to do something.
Yeah, man. I don't blame him either. That game was crazy. But I think biggest thing I've seen from Chris Kenneth this year and where I've grown is he's adjusting to the physicality of this level. You see him going up there. Coach Sampson said it himself. He thought the biggest play of the game from the University of Houston was Chris Kenneth getting the rebound after the Kingston Fleming's miss on a free throw. And we see him making more and more of those games every week. I mean, more and more of those plays every game, every week, and he's adjusting. And that's why I said earlier, I think we're going to see him take that full leap pretty soon, because it's that bump and all that contact that he wasn't used to at the high school level is not affecting him as much anymore.
Well, to your point, I have a question for you, Kenneth, because you're at the practices a lot more than I am, especially, before the season started. How much of a factor, to Joseph's point, was JoJo not really having a summer, not really having like a preseason of practice? Did that affect, CNAC's physicality going into the year?
Your question is, did JoJo missing time affect CNAC's growth?
Because if you're practicing against JoJo every day, that's going to make an impact.
Yeah, I think JoJo missing was just another thing of its own. It probably has some effect on Sinak, but I mean, even then you don't have to go against JoJo, but you got to go against Big Salat. So that's another demon, because this ain't a game now. They're putting Sid in there. He's going in there and hack the shit out of Sinak. So he's going there and hacking. So Sinak, he got to, and even then over the summer. Obviously, you go back to Sinak's days at Link. He was kind of more like a perimeter big, and that was kind of his game in high school. He handled the ball a lot. He liked to shoot. He liked to shoot a lot of jumpers, but now he has to really transition his game into getting down low and really pumping with bigs. I mean, he's playing the floor, so he doesn't have to do too much against, but he's still a guy that they're gonna match up with some high level bigs in this conference, in this game, in the future. So definitely, and even then, what do they say about his growth? I just see he's just a very elite rebounder. He's big, 6'11". He knows how to chase a board and crash the glass. And I've seen his offense develop. I really like when the guards get Sinak involved and put him in scoring positions, because that top of the key, that top of the free throw line jumper, he knocked down that jumper against Tech, and the 3-point shot is coming along too.
Sean Paul just said CNAC is playing the Roberts role.
I don't think Coach Sampson would agree with that. I mean, Kelvin Sampson, he said multiple. CNAC ain't no J1. He says that probably every week.
I think,
and he doesn't have, but he doesn't have to be Jawan Roberts. I think Sinak and Jawan Roberts have entirely different play styles. Jawan Roberts had a great post game. He was a real back to the basket. I think Jawan Roberts was probably a better passer than Chris is too, but Chris is an amazing rebounder, and he's a good jump shooter.
I think eventually the expectation is that, at least in terms of offensive output in the paint, CNAC would step into that role. I think that's more so what he meant. I know it's big shoes to fill, but I do think overall, I mean, the potential is there to have a much deeper bag than J1 did. So, I think it's certainly possible, and I think we just lost Cullen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to drop down to 3/4 for a little bit.
3/4. There we go.
Guys, don't fear. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So we're 3/4 right now. But I was gonna say, I think Chris Sinak is not. I mean, I think they ultimately want him to get to the Jawan Roberts role, but Jawan Roberts, as you said, 6-year senior. He was 23, 24 years old. Completely different end of the development cycle. It's two halves. But I think kind of, if you want to pin that comment right there, is exactly what you said. These players aren't as good as you think, but they're also not as bad as you think. And
for sure, he sounds just like Coach Sampson.
Exactly. It's like Coach said, but it's like we were talking about Mercy, but it's the same range true as Chris. I think a lot of people have been disappointed with his role in his production, but there he is right there next to me. But he's doing exactly what his job is entitled him to do. And as he gets more comfortable in that job, they're going to add more onto his plate, and we're going to see him do more. Because one thing that's true, like y'all both said, is he's really physical, he's really dominant, and he's getting used to getting those tough boards. But he also has really good touch around the rim. He has ability to dribble. They trust him to take these walk-up, pull-up threes. And they're not trusting him for no reason. He has a green light for a reason. He does it in practice, and we just want to see him in game. So,
and even then, and that's I think I talked about I would like to see Chris get more shots closer to the rim, and I still think that just will help his confidence and just to see buckets go in, because if he's down there under the key, under the rim, he can put it up. But I mean, Kelvin said he was pretty. I mean, he seems pretty content with Chris's shot selection, and that's ultimately what matters at the end of the day. But Snack's ability to guard the perimeter, we've seen it against Tech, and I was a little nervous. I was like, oh shoot, they got Snack. They got a guard. Snack switch onto a guard. Is he gonna break him off? But Snack was holding. But Snack, he was holding. Yeah, Locksmith. He was holding his own on the perimeter. Guards thought that, okay, we're gonna get the big. They thought it was sweet. Nah, Snack was locking that stuff up. Snack's like, all right, I don't care. You want to maybe come out to the perimeter? I'll lock you up out there.
Exactly, and I think he's a special type of player. Oh, that's my sister, Havy. I think he's a special type of player, and it's something about it. I think he's a player that we haven't seen Coach Sampson have yet. Hey, get my sister off the screen, buddy.
Definitely. I think probably the early comparison will be Jarris Walker, but I think Sanak can even surpass the highs of Jarris Walker.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's going to be his decision. Like, if he has a great March Madness tournament and we see his name rise up the ranks, go ahead. Albeit I can't be mad at you for going to the league, but obviously I think everybody in the University of Houston would love to see Chris Sanak come back for another year.
I think it'll benefit him more than anybody on the roster to come back one more year. And I'm not saying that because I don't think he's capable of getting drafted. I think he most certainly is. Picked off. Oh, no, he dropped it. Most certainly is capable of getting drafted. But I just think this draft class is so stacked, man. So stacked. I think he could be easily a lottery talent with another year of development under his belt. So I think give him one more year. We got to remind ourselves, this guy's only 19. He could get drafted next year at 20 years old. So
to the Houston Rockets?
Everybody to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the Bible. That's what I want every single player.
Right. But I think the thing with that, I honestly, with Chris, you have to think about this. I think JoJo's going to come back for another year. And then you have the number one big in class 2026, Arifan Diane, coming through.
Well, I think that might help him more than it hurts. Because I feel like the identity of the team going next year, we can actually talk about it. It might be a hot take. It might be the bigs next year. It might be JoJo and Chris down there in the paint.
And so, but are you going to pay? And then you got to think about the money aspect. Are you going to pay the number one big to come off the bench?
I mean, it's the same thing as that football conversation. Are you going to pay the number one player in the country to come off the bench?
That is true.
Knowing what Wigman just did this year. I don't know. True. I mean, I think it's kind of something you sign up for. You come to play under Coach Sampson. It's a process, and I think they're okay with that. I mean, I also, behind closed doors, that's probably something that's been communicated. Yeah, I'm sure they've had that discussion. Like, there's a very real possibility that both JoJo and Cenac stay, and if you can't realistically expect Arifan DNA to come in and start, I think he'd get heavy minutes in the rotation, probably more so than Wasako is currently getting, since he's that first big off the bench. But it's one extra year. I mean, I think they'd be content.
Fair enough.
I actually have a funny story for you, Mr. George. I just seen that comment right there, asking him what Coach Sampson's like off court. He's a great dude, but he did ego me at the Big 12 Media Day when I tried to get his dap. I tried to dap him up. He reached his hand out and put it back in his pocket and walked by me. But he's actually a really dope dude, and his words of wisdoms, I feel like that's his real personality. That's how he is in all of it.
Throw this question on the screen.
I think it was like when we were in the back at Media Day, he was like he was looking over at your camera, Daniel, and trying to see what you had going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a cool moment because he nodded his head. I felt like I got a seal of approval.
Yeah, he kind of stamped you a little bit. He's like, okay.
He thought he was Jack Harlow. You know what I mean? That's all it was.
Nah, I think I would have got a handshake at least.
But what is the biggest lesson you guys have learned from Coach Sampson's words of wisdom?
I'm not
Actually,
even gonna lie.
I think there's
I mean,
too
we don't-
much wisdom. Too much wisdom out there for me to just say one thing.
Don't
yeah,
ask it back-
yeah,
don't
he'll
ask it-
flame you.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
ask a bad question.
Yeah.
Please don't ask a bad question, bro. I remember my first ever press conference. I asked him, I think it was something along the lines of like, you know, how's the team adjusting after Jamal? It was after Jamal left. So I was asking him, you know, who's stepping up to fill that role? Like, how's the team adjusting? You know, innocent question. He looks at me for 3 seconds. He starts naming every NBA player he's ever produced. He's like, I produce. The team is always gonna have to adjust. And I was holding my breath because then the next guy asked the question. He just looked at him for 5 seconds. He was like, "What kind of question is that?" So I was like, "Okay, I got the good. I got the good." I was still scared.
I think that with the ones where he kind of flexes on you a little bit, those ones aren't really that bad. Because it's like you kind of should know that. But like when he really like flames you, then it's like you messed up.
I've asked him one question and I got lucky. It was a good enough question, and that's really it.
Fair
Yeah,
enough,
Kenneth
fair
would know,
enough.
Mr. Jeopardy.
That wasn't even a question, but I honestly I'll take that title.
Oh, also don't speak when not spoken to.
Yeah. Hey, you see what he almost did to Jeff.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Jeff, no, he was in a good mood that day, but Jeff almost got it when he was like, they were like, "Oh, how many minutes a hardball play?" And Jeff answered it. He's like, "Is that talking to you?"
No, that's a good question though. What his pregame tunes are? I'm curious. I want to know what's going on through the headphones.
I don't know if Kelvin.
I have a strong feeling it's some blues or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, Kelvin said today on the media press conference that he doesn't know how to send audio messages on his phone. So,
oh yeah, it's
I
straight
get
white
that, man.
noise.
It took me. I just figured that out
He said-
a couple days ago. It was confusing me.
because he said the Baylor. I mean, they definitely made it more confusing on the new update. But he said the Baylor coach sends him the voice messages, and Kelvin said he doesn't know how to do it.
I mean, it's all good. You know, Uncle Daniel doesn't know how to do it either. So don't put him there.
Come on, man. The crazy thing is, I'm barely a year older than this guy. We graduated in the same year.
You still?
I don't know. Okay.
Star Pizza.
Star Pizza.
We'll answer that question after that. Put Star Pizza up, and then we'll answer that question.
Okay, bear with me. Still figuring this stuff out, guys. There's a lot of media here. Takes a second to scroll. Quick promo.
Yeah. Somebody said some Star Pizza. Anyways, definitely. I definitely think I think JoJo comes back for a 4th year, but definitely that was a conversation I had in the offseason. I think if they go all the way and hoist that trophy on Monday, I think all the whole starting 5 could get drafted. But I think JoJo could have been a draft pick last year, just off of his defense. But if they go win the championship, JoJo might get drafted, and then you know everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Here's another question from George Rivera.
If you may have an opportunity to speak with Coach Sampson after the press conference, it honestly depends on the day. If you watch the GoCoogs show they did with Coach Sampson on Sunday night, that's kind of how he is. I mean, he's pretty chill. But if you catch him after a bad loss or a bad win, probably not. That Middle Tennessee game, that was not a good moment. It was like a funeral in that press conference, and that was a 9-point win. And he said he was so disappointed with his team, and no one was saying anything in that press room.
I feel like also in that room as a journalist or whatever you might be, whatever your role might be in that room, you could even catch him in a bad mood. But if you ask him about something that genuinely feels like personal, or you ask him something about his past, he'll give you he's going to give you a thought out long response either way. But if you give him something that's like personal, something that he wants to talk about, he's going to drop that persona anyways. But I also feel like that's one thing we have to be aware of as media. You go in there after a game or after practice, that man's in his coaching. He's in his coaching mode. So
Yeah.
he's still like on edge. Like those games, we all see it on TV. If you're at the games, you can probably hear his screams from wherever you're sitting. So that's what you get with coach, and that's what makes him so great.
But yeah, after the Tech game, shout out Laurent. He asked him about making the Hall of Fame, North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. And he got a really, Kelvin really, really lightened up. He also, given Kelvin was already in a good mood after that game, he seemed pretty content after that win. But yeah, if you ask him, or even then, I think the key, the cheat code is ask Kelvin Sampson about his grandkids.
He's a friendly dude. I think like what Daniel said is the media always catches him in work mode. But you saw the videos of him being on campus, giving students high five, trying to get them to come to the game. That's him. That's Coach Sampson. Read paper. Sure. And I see a question from you, Alex Clips. Do you guys work for the school paper / video? Yes. So yes. As you can see, me, Daniel, and
honestly, all four of us.
We all do stuff for the school in some form or capacity. Cullen is the only one on the paper, and the rest of us are all on Cool TV. Be mindful, be nice to us, okay? We do our best on that.
Yeah, we Coug TV. Cullen's Coug TV as well. But Cullen has his own thing, Read Paperboy. That is his publication. And it's not readpaperboy.com, and it's not just sports. They talk about everything on there. So we're all new media, if you want to call it that.
Youth is served.
And we out here just trying to grow and make something happen with this.
Yeah, and it's honestly
like I said, GoCoogs for the platform.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate. Yeah,
I will say this.
So thank you.
I know we like to tease Ryan every now and then, but we are thankful for this opportunity to be here. It's a real blessing, and I would like to say it's dope to be part of this, for the University of Houston, as we are ushering a new era for the young media to come in and try to take over. And that's why I keep saying youth is served, because that's us.
and we got paid today. Don't forget that.
Hey, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out all the donos, man. We appreciate y'all, really.
Yeah, shout out y'all. Shout out everybody watching. Anybody watching.
Here's a fun question. I want to see what y'all's responses are to this.
That's a great question.
I'm gonna let Coach. That's a Kenneth question right there. You got the answer.
I think I probably have to go Coach Sampson. I like Joe Mazzulla as a coach. He's pretty funny, but I think if in the staring contest, I think Kelvin Sampson would win that.
I don't think anybody's being Coach Sampson.
You think he'd win the staring contest?
I think Kelvin Sampson would win the staring contest.
I think the answer is Joe Mazzulla, only because there's been like a Flanderization over the years. Like, did you guys hear what he said when he said he wanted to get a pet wolf, or actually a pack of pet wolves to guard his own?
I think I did see that.
Yeah, like I don't even know what's happening.
Honestly, but that's kind of real though. Like,
that's real in what sense, bro? In what sense is that?
I'm not gonna lie.
Everyday life?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I want to have like some exotic pets. Like, I want to have like a black panther. I want to have like a Black Panther.
Black Panther.
But definitely, like, you got to get them when you're like cubs, though. So they like.
Yeah.
So they like.
Don't expect me to come over. I mean, you can have it. Just don't.
But the thing is, you're not supposed to come over, because I have an exotic pet. It's not gonna know you. It's gonna probably try to get you. It's gonna rock with me. But I don't need nobody else. I don't need nobody else at my house.
Am I crazy?
You guys ever? Y'all played Minecraft?
Mm-hmm.
I want to play
Bro, I was about to say that. Me, Daniel, we're on the same mode. I was about to say I've always.
Bro, dab me up through the screen.
You got green screen on, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, the top.
All right, fist bump. That's better.
Yeah, definitely though. Definitely. I want to have a Black Panther. I want to have a capybara.
Wait, someone tagged Peter.
Somebody said at
Peter. Hey, it's not gonna be no abuse going on. Like, my pets will be very taken care of.
They'll have 15,000 acres to roam on.
Emmanuel does have a squirrel. Have a squirrel.
I mean, they're plentiful on campus.
Those are like domesticated squirrels. Like, I seen Sean Paul says he wants a parrot.
I have a parrot.
That's cool.
You do. Where's it at, bro? Are you at your house?
Nah, it's on campus. It's at the dorm.
Okay, next episode, parrot reveal.
Hey, I got. Hey, we should have a pet episode.
I'll have it on my shoulder. I'll have it on my shoulder.
Joe Exotic.
So, real quick, guys,
He said,
Mr.
look,
Monso.
he said that day
wants
had
me
a
to-
dream I was running away from a capybara last night.
He wants me to throw this on.
Wow,
real
they're the
quick.
chillest animals.
Go ahead, then.
Let's see. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate the
Let's
love.
go.
Those are big things up to it.
Face of the franchise. What can I say?
Bro,
Hey,
we've
man.
been saying this. Kenneth is the Beyonce. Kenneth is the Beyonce of the group, man.
Then
And
who's Solange?
Put George's comment up there.
I claim Solange. I got that one.
You got the vocals for it though.
No, definitely not.
Nah,
I heard you got vocals though, Joseph.
Oh, here we
Colin's
go.
the breezy. Colin's the
We
breezy.
are, bro. We're not
Yeah,
doing
bro.
this.
You know what I'm saying? I did grow up in the choir. You know, nah. Y'all get in a future episode. That's a promise. If we keep getting love, I'll sing for y'all.
Put George's comment up there.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I would own a Cougar too. Like,
Is that legal?
no, it's not. But I don't think it's like pets. It's like pets aren't allowed. But you know,
I
we
mean,
don't,
Come on.
it's only legal. If you
Texas,
get caught.
Texas has the most lenient rules regarding. Texas
It's-
has the most lenient rules regarding.
I could just have my property be a animal sanctuary, and then I will,
technically, hey,
yeah,
and he's Mr.
Child
Moneybag.
actor.
We can actually afford that. So,
yeah.
on that note, if anybody you need any like loans or any type of money, just go ahead and ask Kenneth Bowman. He
Do
got
not
you
put
with
that out there.
He got
Actually, you can get at me. I'll throw you some cash. 50% APR. If you don't, we're gonna have late fees on payments. Late fees on payments. If it's not submitted 12 a.m. on the dot, 50% APR. Yeah, I got you, Ryan. I just need 50% APR on that loan, and it will take effect. I'll give it to you at 9:33, and on January 9th, that's when that APR will kick in. So you better have it.
So I mean, we see the comments.
That was hilarious.
I look like I was on Ant Farm for season. Hey, but that's a secret, bro. No one's supposed to know about that. You know what I mean? That's between me and you. Yes, I was on Ant Farm for one season. That is where I actually learned to sing. I was on Disney Channel, and man, backstage it was weird, bro. But they did teach me how to sing and perform and speak in public. So I am thankful for the experience. I'm lying. Actually, just a former athlete. I retired. I was playing FCS ball, and that's my lure.
Hey, it's crazy. Ryan asking for money, but he holding our donos right now. Like that should be in my account. That should be in our account. That should already be in our accounts already. Like as soon as it comes.
Just wait till the documentary comes out, guys. Just wait till the documentary comes out.
What did they say about Shannon Sharp? I need my restitutions, Ryan. Come on.
Literally. He's being like Ocho Cinco right now.
Hey,
Yes, this is the 4 quarter
Smith.
show. This is the 4 quarters, and we will be here next time. Next time the show, we might have somebody else on here next time, but this is our core 4 quarters.
This is the core 4. This is the core 4.
We're gonna try to make it diversified a little bit with some guests and figure out the logistics and everything. But if next time, this will be it.
And if y'all have any suggestions, feel free to leave comments and stuff like that. This is our first show, so it's our introduction. We'll hear y'all out, and we'll try to implement it in any way. We have a couple ideas ourselves and how we're going to move forward with it. But any news is good news, is what I like to say. So, speaking on that, I know we've been talking about it. We were talking about the University of Houston. Like I said, we're blessed to be part of the new era of Houston. I think Coach Sampson, we had a comment earlier, Coach Sampson has done a great job of representing the culture for all the other cultures in University of Houston. We're seeing it. Gonna call it overtime when you get a guess. Low key, I like that. Hey,
I like that. I like it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And but I was gonna say we have some exciting news and more programs than just basketball, and I want to talk about it because this is my bag. This is where I grew up in football. This transfer portal class has been amazing. I want to get into that, and I'm excited for next year because it is a great time to be a Cougar.
Hey, ballers are coming, man.
Anybody that's sticking out? Well, I guess we're 3 quarters right now, so we're.
I like the running back. What's Makai Hughes?
Makai Hughes.
I like him. He obviously didn't play at Oregon. I think he ended up ultimately redshirting, but he had 2 great years at Tulane. He won a 1,400 yard season in the first year, a little bit under 1,400 yards. He has some experience with Willie Fritz, so I like him to just a good add to that running back room. You got Sanford coming back, you got DJ Baylor coming back, and you got Hairbear, four-star running back who had an elite high school career. I like the offensive line additions that really beefed up that line. I feel like they did a great job of filling in those holes. The receiver addition, Trent Walker, had about 823, 2 touchdowns. He went for 107 against UH when they went up there to Oregon State to play him. He's an elite wide receiver. Defensively, they got the D lineman from Oklahoma State, and I'm missing a few. I think they got they got a DB safety from Tulane, and they got that cornerback from SFA. I don't know if he's signed yet.
Yeah, he's signed. He's on the team.
But I think that's all of them.
There's a couple more. We'll get into it.
That was off the dome.
Oh, the tight end, UTSA. That guy's gonna be nice. They found their next Tanner, and they're looking. I'm not gonna say he's Tanner, but
I think they got different games. That's what I was gonna say.
He's tall and white.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, by the way, Kenneth Cullen is still here. He had to pop his camera off for a little bit, but he's still available. So, Cullen, if you want to speak right now, you can go ahead and say that and let people know you're still here.
It's all right.
And maybe he's nervous. It's all good. But I was gonna pop in because actually, to end your point, you were talking about the tight end, and you're saying the next Tanner. I'm gonna be real, dog. I think he got a little bit of a different of a game. I think I see a different vision with what we getting in from that tight end transfer from UTSA. I got some notes up here from each one because the football is my bag. But from what I see from his game, boy, he is an athlete. I think Tanner was a little bit more of the on-line, slot guy who he also came up and blocked a lot better than people I think gave him credit for as a 6'7", 250-pound tight end. But what I see from this boy that coming in from UTSA is he will burn you deep. I don't know if you saw, but I think like 50% of his catches were touchdowns as well. Like he's going to go score, and he can get over the top. And I think what they want him to be is, we have Amari who's really good in the intermediate field, dead end routes, dig routes, run after catch opportunities, and they want someone to stretch that field right above him to open up that middle of the field for him. And if they want to just sneak up and talk on Amari, we got a 6'5" tight end that can burn you to catch that ball over the top. And I wanted to see what your vision for the offense is going to be.
Willie ball. It ain't gonna be nothing different. It's gonna be that the Willie Fritz and Slade Nagel. It's gonna be. But we kind of amongst ourselves were probably not satisfied with how the offense looked at times, but ultimately it led to a 10-win season. And I think it's also another thing we discussed. The offense that we envisioned in the offseason is not the one that we got during the year just because of injuries and all different type of things and offensive line rotations. But yeah, it's gonna be same old Willie ball. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna chew the clock. They're gonna walk you down. We're gonna have 6-minute drives, 7-minute drives, 8-minute drives, and they're gonna chew the clock up and just really just walk teams down and just don't let the best defense offense, don't let them don't even let the other team's offense see the field because you're holding the ball for 8 minutes to drive.
Then you got a point? Because if not, I'm gonna get back into it.
I think their philosophy on offense is just play to win, no matter if it's by 1, if it's by 30. If they end up winning by 30, or if they're up by 30, I was at Arizona State game. They were up big early, and then you kind of saw them change the way they were calling the offense, calling the plays. I think their philosophy is just get a lead and hold a lead. And if it can translate to 10 wins, so be it. A win's a win.
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would like to see them really once they get a lead, continue the aggressiveness, really really keep the foot on the gas, because I think that's what a lot of times Willie Fritz, he'll think he's comfortable, and then he'll bring the foot off the gas. He'll get conservative a little bit, and also don't get it wrong. They're going to run the ball this year, but we're going to see Connor put the ball in the air as well. We've seen the talent he is. He got a lot of weapons. I mean, Amari Thomas, we've seen what that guy can do. But yeah, so this definitely they want to be balanced, but obviously it doesn't work sometimes. Some games call you to call 5, 6, 7 runs on a drive and hold the ball for 8 minutes. Sometimes you can put the pill in the air and really sling the rock. So it's going to be really a diverse, dynamic offense, and I think you need to be able to win games in multiple ways.
I was gonna say this. It might be a hot take here, but I completely, honestly disagree with you. I think we're gonna play Willie ball, but I think the University of Houston can expect the team to come in and have explosive plays and have big wins and have teams going off. Because let's be real here. Willie Fritz was given not much to work with this year. And even then, the identity that I think they wanted to have at the beginning of the year had to completely shift. You were talking about it yourself in a space. Amari wasn't even running first team in camp. It was supposed to be Stephon Johnson and Devin Williams. And throughout the season, they both went down hurt. You have to remake a whole offense around what works. And so I feel like the whole plan, it was just kind of gone out the window. You still end up with 10 wins. And I think you see that in the transfer portal and the additions they're making, right? You get 4 really good O-linemen. I want to point out the O-lineman descender we got from Toledo. I don't know if y'all have been able to dive in and have as much time to look at it as much as I have, but his biggest thing is he's like a quarterback of the offense. He's going to call out the protections. He's going to make sure Connor is protected. That's one of the big things they brought him in for, is he was the one calling the protection for Toledo. And so I think what we could expect to see going into the season is less on Connor's shoulder. Hey, we need a win. We need you to go pick up this first down. I.e., we get Makai in from Oregon. He's a big, powerful downhill cutback that will run you over. And now we have someone in short yard scrimmage to keep Connor healthy the entire season. We can see him air the ball out. You get a receiver for the guy from Oregon State. He's really good at man-to-man, one-on-one coverage. He can break you down off the line, get open, and win you that one route. Where instead of looking for maybe a run play, you have that option as well. Like I said, the tight end to beat you over the top. We have so many options that you can look forward to on the team, and that opens up your offense completely. And so now instead of just trying to win games, you can go out and dominate games, right? And then I did not even mentioning what the freshman class we got in, the top 25 class we got in with. So my favorite recruit, I know y'all have been hearing me talk about him a lot, is John Aber. Putting up the numbers he did. He scored 49 touchdowns and put up 4,500 yards in Texas 6A football. That's not normal, and you got him. You got Rashad Stanford going back. You got Makai coming in. The run game is going to be dominant in that passing game with Connor as a healthy Connor. You saw what he did in the bowl game. Now I expect that for a whole season, and that's why I'm excited. I think it's a great time to be a Cougar.
Hey, and I was gonna say, don't let Landon commit 27.
Ooh, Landon. Yeah. I think they're not done. I think they're keeping a little bit quiet about it.
No.
But
The ballers are definitely still coming, and I agree with everything you said about the offense. But the identity, I think the identity is going to be consistent. This team wants to run the ball, control the clock. I mean, you seen it in that practice facility. They have the 5 keys to the game, and those are never going to change, no matter what personnel you have. And in the team, and the players coming here, they know that they seem how this team plays. And this is still a program, a collection of young men that want to come in here and compete and win football games.
Yeah. And then I don't know if y'all have noticed, we can see it on every single coach when you run into them. They excited, like they're trying to be quiet about it. They're trying to keep it low key, but they're literally glowing. I
mean, Willie. I talked to Willie a little bit at the Tech game. He said we're getting them. I said okay.
Yeah, hey, because it's not even just on the offensive side of the ball. I was going to bring it up. I think my favorite transfer portal addition is Demarion Thomas from Oklahoma State, the defensive tackle. Yeah, monster. I don't know if you've been watching and paying attention. That boy, he's big. They're not going to be able to run the ball against the University of Houston next year. Let's put it straightforward. The Abfu coming back, and then Demarion Thomas, they're going to plug up those gaps, and then I think we're going to see an improved DB room. It was already probably our best room in the defense. And with the people they got coming back, I believe we're going to see some people step up. And I'm excited to see it for real because it was already a team with a good defense. You know, that's Willie's squad is the defensive squad. And you're going to see them take off next year.
You might see Paris Melvin out there as a safety or a nickel.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
What's that secondary going to look like next year then?
Well, you're bringing back Will James. You got Kentrell Webb, Jordan Allen returning. Opposite side corner. You're either going to start SFA. I think he has a good chance to start. And yeah, I think he has a good chance to start. And also the DB from Tulane, he also has a good chance to start. And then so one of those guys is just going to take over corner. I think the guy from Tulane 24/7 has him as a safety, so he might slide into that nickel position. And then you might see some Paris Melvin out there in nickel during the bowl week practices. I mean, because they want Paris Melvin to play all three phases: special teams, defense, offense. But I think he was more so recruited by the defensive staff, PJ Hall and those guys. So I think right now I see him as a nickel. That's just where I see him in the bowl week practice. He was getting in a lot of nickel with probably like the 2s or the 3s. And I think right now that's probably where his what would be on defense, just as a nickel.
Yeah, I
think it makes the most sense.
Honestly, that safety room is stacked anyways.
Yeah, and if he's going to play both ends, I think it makes the most sense.
I was going to say I think they're also bringing Jalen Mayo to to play that boundary corner. He's definitely a longer rangey corner. He has really good ball hawking ability, playmaking ability. So I think they want him to come in and shut down that boundary and fill in where McCutcheon played last year. I do know this. Like I will say this, I watched a lot of his games. I played at Tarleton and ACU, and when I was going to tap in with some of my boys as they were playing there, I watched a couple of his games. He's pretty nice. He got some good technique with him. So I think we'll see him boundary.
Yes.
I think so. I think this is the year we see Big 12 football serious competition at the University of Houston.
You know what's crazy? Kelvin Sampson has said we're going to see Houston football in that college football playoff sooner rather than later. And that's I guess that going back to that comment about the biggest lessons. Kelvin Sampson knows a lot of ball. Like he made some crazy analogies about Kingston. About how sometimes Kingston has to just he made a baseball and football analogy about Kingston in one sentence. He said about Kingston sometimes he just needs to hit a single and not try to hit the home run in terms of his passing. You know, he can make a simple pass and it's a single. Home run, he might try to throw the needle a little bit too much and turn it over. And then he also said he made a comment about Tom Brady and Mahomes. Sometimes you just have to just check it down instead of trying to sling the rock 50 yards.
I think that's a good point. A good moment to bring this package in.
There we go. Hey! Yeah!
Get up there again. Hey. Is it crazy that I got a new comp for Kingston? The NBA Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
The NBA Lamar Jackson.
How you feel about that one? Athletic.
I don't really know what that means, to be honest.
I'm saying he can thread a needle. He can be that floor general out there. But if you need him to go make an athletic play, he can go do it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
My cat's yelling at me, bro.
But anyways, I think we can. If y'all got anything else to say, I think we've been on here an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But
good little talk. I will say, it was great first show. I think we got a lot of things to look forward to too. Who's gonna be at this Waco game? Who's gonna be showing up? We need people out there. You know, Baylor always has a good crowd.
Put George up there.
We'll come back to you, Sean-Paul.
Yes. GoCoogs. Class of 2003.
See,
bro, that was when I was born.
Dang, bro. Yeah, you didn't have to do him like that. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just saying, like it's no, it's honestly not even not even trying to troll. Like the way I really think this show's gonna be a good opportunity to really give, because obviously, I mean, I think it's not a secret that UH has an older fan base. Because a lot of these people were around UH or grew up watching the glory days of University of Houston, Five Slamma Jamma, you know,
The
all,
Veer
all that,
offense,
etc. Case
Ware,
Keenum,
Klingler,
yeah, all that stuff. So these people, now that UH is in another, I mean, I guess you can call it another golden age, or at least on the brink of one, and we're you know putting together, bringing us along, and connecting back with that kind of the lost fans, or the ones that are just, you know, that were around when UH was at its peak.
Yeah, I will say, don't feel alone there, George. You know, me, Uncle J-Mo and Uncle Daniel got to go take our dentures out too and hit this back.
This stuff,
my teeth
man.
are real.
This stuff, man.
But no, it's honestly, I think one thing that one of our biggest goals is to kind of connect that age group. Because let's be real here, University of Houston has had a gap where the old fans were super passionate, but the young fans are trying to be more passionate. We want to be some of the people to help usher in that new age, and that's why I said it's a blessing to be part of it. And we want to be able to push this to a new level and to reach the fans, because the University of Houston deserves a culture. They deserve fan support. They deserve that national media, you know. And hopefully we can usher in something with what we're doing here.
Definitely. We appreciate every single one of you guys that tuned in. It really means a lot. Only the first show we hit 600 something. It's unreal.
I think
Appreciate
we're
all
at
of you guys.
I think on Twitter we're at 518 on GoCoogs.
Wow.
on Coug TV. I'm actually surprised a lot of people are. You have 109 on the Coug TV Twitter broadcast.
No way.
That's nice.
We have
Shout
519
out
on
TV.
519 on the GoCoogs Twitter, and I think we have like let me check YouTube real quick. We got 29 on. We got 29 on YouTube.
We got up to 60.
We had 60 on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we combined, that's like what, like 700, something like that. A lot. We had a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate
about it, man.
Yeah, it's not, and it's like don't think about it too much. Obviously, I mean, I expected it a little bit, just because honestly, this is like the ultimate stimulus package from Ryan. So shout out Mr. GoCoogs himself. We got the GoCoogs stimulus on our back, but now it's going to be on us to kind of keep it going and not be complacent about it. You know, it is a blessing to not have to try to build something from the ground up, and to really just jump on here and have people already supporting us. But now we have to take it further and produce. You know, we put on a show for you guys, so now it's on us to keep it going and keep producing, because obviously this is, I mean, shit, 700 people watching this. This, I mean, clearly we're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So there we go.
Yes, sir, and that's the goal. Hey, go tell all your friends to tune in, because we're here for y'all. We're here for the youth. And
yeah, we trying to take this thing over the top, man. Break down that man coverage and hit somebody over the top.
I will say this, Ronald Brown. You asked what is the status of Harwell. You wouldn't know.
Today. He practiced. He's all right.
I gotta plug ourselves here. You wouldn't know if he was following Coug TV on Twitter, because we did post it. But he is practicing. He's practicing, so we can hope to see him. We don't know the official health designation now.
I believe Harwell is doing fine. He said he practiced fully today. Yes, I saw Cordell at practice today. He had a wrap on his knee, a bandaged up knee, and he was in crutches. So I believe he proceeded with that procedure that you're referring to. He said had to get it done was what came out of his mouth. So I believe that's what happened. So I don't know what I guess it's lingering from what he had. Yes, we are live on the Coug TV Twitter account, Coug TV. Yeah. We will be doing this live. It will be on GoCoogs and Coug TV Twitter account, and we also do a post-game space after each game. All right, so we'll do it after every men's basketball game. You can get on there and hear me, Daniel, and Joseph, and whoever else wants to join in and add to the conversation. If that's something that you'd be interested in listening to, just tap in.
And if
Sean Paul.
Yeah, Sean Paul.
I will
that's
say
on par.
this, but a lot of these, like the health questions, we do answer all of these. Yes, we are students. We're all part of Coug TV here, and then we have Cullen. He had to drop out, but he's also has his own paper. But I will say a lot of the injury questions, all the questions you would have with specifics for the team. Our boy Kenneth, he does a great job with the Coug TV account. Just make sure you follow that, and you'll get all the information you need. Second part of it, I was gonna say. We're working on trying to get this on to YouTube as well with Coug TV. But there's a lot of logistics, a lot of things we're working on and trying to get better with. But this is just a start. We're hoping to grow it into something professional, something really elite, and something really interactive, right? And so follow that up. If after the game, if you want to hop in one of our circles or our spaces, and we're talking, maybe we can let you in and let you talk in and let you have your own voice on our space as well. So that's up to Kenneth.
The donos go a long way.
Yes, sir.
I know they talk about we need them NIL dollars for the athletics. We need them NIL dollars for the media shows. You know, once the money start coming in, you see across college football, college sports, these crazy donors, these crazy donors throwing big bags these athletic programs. Hey man, throw some donations to GoCoogs and we'll make some. The quality will get better.
Yeah, now I will say this: we gotta show respect to our boys Ryan and we were say to join our spaces on our spaces, but Cat's post game is really where they at. You know, what I mean, they have everything they need.
Yeah, for sure.
Not too many of y'all.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, I really appreciate the vision that Ryan has because he's deferring to us. He's like, Ryan is on everything. He is GoCoogs. Yeah. And he's really trying to see someone else come in and thrive and produce the same way he has. Ryan's been doing this stuff a long time. I know he's tired, so we're just trying to pick up the slack and make something of our own.
Yeah, and obviously I don't know about y'all, but I think I'm finna go get some food. I'm a little bit hungry, but I really want right now, Kenneth.
Hey, I don't even think I gotta say. I think I know what it is. Throw the clip up, Daniel. Daniel, I think you need to throw that clip up.
I was not prepared. One second.
It's all right, bro. Somebody send some star pizza. Yeah, there we go. Definitely. So, hey,
I got something else.
We got something else.
It's so hard to find stuff here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Sure.
Boom.
You will catch Daniel there every single Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m.
Star Pizza meet and greet featuring Daniel Rodriguez,
Jack Harlow himself.
If you want to get your autographs, social media follow backs, anything you want from Daniel, he'll come in there and produce. So go to Star Pizza right now. It doesn't matter which location you'll be at, he'll be there. I'm
getting a buzz cut tomorrow. I already got my appointments scheduled.
No matter which location you go to, Daniel will be there. He will be at all 3 locations simultaneously.
At the same time.
At the same time.
That's how wide his back is. Just right.
Go to Star Pizza. You'll see Daniel there, and we're not like Ryan and Brad. You can speak to us.
Yeah, of course. We'll let y'all know when we're there for sure, though, and we'll love to say what's up to you.
Sounds like I won't be able to talk. I'll have too much pizza in my mouth.
Yes. And Mike, thank you for the sponsor. Joseph is a Star Pizza regular and confirmed as well.
Thank you, Hayden.
That's my brother.
Thank you.
Hayden.
I appreciate you, man.
Shout out Hayden, but no comment on that because it's the best pizza in the city. What can I say?
All right. So looking forward, we might have a guest next week. No promises, but we will be in the works for having guests. I want to have the guests as a regular thing as we move on, and we can have our guests. You guys can ask our guest questions. They'll be available to answer questions that you guys may have. Don't ask something dumb, or they're probably, or I'll do the Kelvin Sampson impression for them.
Yeah, but appreciate y'all for turning up.
UH players, UH personnel, staff, coaches, players, Whoever else that you might imagine. I mean, I already have a list already in my mind on who I would be interested in having. Obviously, I think we displayed on this show that we kind of have a good amount of access to these athletes and personnel. So yeah, and if anybody that you might want to hear from, you might can comment or DM or whatever, and we might be able to make that happen.
Help us, help you, help us. You know, help
Yeah,
you.
definitely,
You know what I mean?
definitely. If you guys want to hear somebody on the show, get on your phones and say, Kenneth, go talk to Kenneth on GoCoogs on Thursday nights. And you know, we can try to make it happen. I'll do my part. I'm trying to make it happen, going through the proper channels, of course, with the athletics communications departments. But you know, you guys can put some pressure on them as well.
But yeah, I think we about to log out. Appreciate everybody for coming out. You know, like I said, it's a blessing. This is just only up from here. That's what we're hoping, and that's what we're praying for. So,
okay, Daniel,
Appreciate you
turn
guys.
it off? Daniel, can you turn it off? Can you execute that?
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think it's the button at the top right that says in stream.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
go
think so.
Cougs. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs, man.
Shout out Star Pizza.
Let's go.